Hello friends, good morning. Today I discuss about the solid dosage form. Previous my video I already told about the monophasic liquid dosage form. So now I discuss about the solid dosage form. Solid dosage form is very important for the dosage form chapter and also pharmaceutical subject. First of all, what is solid dosage form? Solid dosage form has two parts, unit dosage form and bulk dosage form. And in the unit dosage form, just like example, tablet, capsule, pills and powders. Okay. And when the drugs are to be administered orally in dry state, tablets and capsules are the most convenient dosage form. Some solid dosage form are packed and supplied in the bulk form, and just like example, tablet, capsule, granules, dusting powder, etc. Actually solid dosage form is very important. Just it has two parts, internal, but that means tablet, capsule, and external part means the dusting powder, insufflation, snaps and granules and dentifrices, etc. Okay. And there are two type of bulk dosage form, and actually internal or external purpose. Internal granules and effervescent granules, and external purpose already I told just now, dusting powder, insufflations, snaps, dentifrices, etc. So first of all, dusting powder. What do you mean dusting powder? Dusting powder is very important because it is also used for the antiseptic purpose. Dusting powder is a solid dosage form and it is used to externally purpose. And which type of ingredients are used to make the dusting powder? The starch, talc or kaolin. And talc or kaolin we will choose because these are the chemically inert. Chemically inert means there are no reaction with the any chemical substance. And this type of dusting powders are applied in our body for the local effect or counter effect also. And there are two type of dusting powders are available: medicated dusting powder and surgical dusting powder. Mainly surgical dusting powder, this type of dusting powder is used for throat, vagina, rectal, nose, ear, that means the body cavities. Okay. And when you will prepare the dusting powder, then the sieving method is very important. Sieve 80 is used. What is the sieving method? Sieving method means the sieve is a one type of plastic or metal materials. Okay. And the mesh are already attached with the sieve, and it is used. First of all, the solid particles are uniform to in solid particles should be uniform by the sieving method, or solid particles are separated from the liquid. Okay. Mainly in this case, in this dusting powder or in this solid dosage form, the sieving method or sieve used to uniform the each particle size. Okay. Uniform means the same size of or equal size of the each particles. So that is called the sieve. And sieve number, there are different type of sieve numbers are available, and when the sieve number is increased, then the pore size of the mesh will be decreased. This is the difference part. That's why the coarse particles are reduced by the sieving method. Okay. And so medical dusting powder and surgical dusting powder I already told. And before administration of surgical dusting powder, it should be sterilized. Actually surgical dusting powder is instead with into the body cavities, that's why it should be sterilized before administration. Okay. And which type of function and what is the uses of dusting powder? The dusting powder are used for their antiseptic purpose, astringent, absorbent and antibiotic action. What do you mean astringent? Astringent means it is on this type of substance. It is used for to prevent our skin irritation at first of all, and it will cause body tissue to skin cells to chemical control the bleeding and secretion, and cosmetic astringent that will clean your skin and close your Pores is an example of an astringent. When it contact with the blood, then it forms the protein precipitation of the plasma protein and blood coagulation. Actually, astringent is a one type of substance which is used to prevent our bleeding. Actually, when you will easily apply the astringent on our wounded part, and that time this type of substance helps to coagulate the blood, because the plasma protein, just like albumin, globulin, this type of plasma proteins are mixed when the astringent substance, then it helps to create the protein precipitation, and it also prevent the bleeding. That means it helps to coagulate the blood. That's why astringent is very important, and dusting powder is also used as a astringent. And what do you mean antiseptic? Antiseptic is a one type of antimicrobial substance, and it is used to prevent the disease or to prevent the infection which is caused by the microorganisms. Okay, and then insufflation. What do you mean in? And another point is antipyretic. Antipyretic means it is also important. It is one type of substance which is known as an anti-itching drug. That means it is used to prevent the itching property in our body. So it is a one type of anti-itching substance. And then insufflation. What do you mean insufflation? Insufflation, it is used by the insufflator apparatus. Insufflator apparatus, generally it sprays the powder into stream of finely divided particles all over the site of action. Insufflator apparatus is like a aerosol inhaler type of apparatus, and it is used as a spray type. When it is this is the disadvantages of the insufflator is it gets the blocker when it is slightly wet or powder used is the wet, and it is used in our body cavities like nose, throat, vagina, etc., and it also gives the local effect. Okay, and this is called insufflations. And next part, snaps. Generally snaps, it is used for the nasal purpose, nasal infection purpose. That's why it is called nostril. These are finely divided solid dosage forms of medicament and which are inhaled into the nostril for its antiseptic and bronchodilator. So it is mainly used for the nose infection. And then dentifrices. Dentifrices means, example, tooth powder. Tooth powder, it is generally used in our mouth to clean the teeth, and it is also used for the teeth infection. And magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, sodium chloride, this type of substance are used to maintain the proper structure of our teeth. And a strong abrasive substance should not be used, as it may damage in our teeth. So that's why this type of ingredients are used to maintain our teeth structure. Okay. And then another point is that dentifrices are supplied in paste, powder, gel, liquid dosage form. This is the another part. And it has also two parts: cosmetic dentifrices and therapeutic dentifrices. Cosmetic dentifrices means it is also prevent the staining of our teeth. And therapeutic dentifrices, it is also prevent the teeth disease. Okay, staining means the one type of spot, when the one type of spot is created in our teeth. So that time cosmetic dentifrices is used to prevent this or to remove the staining part. And therapeutic dentifrices means it is also used to remove, or it is also used to prevent the teeth infection or teeth disease. Okay, so this is the dentifrices. Next part, granules. Granules, it is also used for the internal purpose. Bulk it is, but these are the bulk dosage form, bulk solid dosage form. So granules, what is the granules? Actually, granules are used to prepare the tablet dosage form, tablet solid dosage form. So when you will prepare the granules, then main active ingredients, that means the drug you will first of all you have to collect, and then the another type of excipients you have to collect. Excipients means the glidant, diluent, absorbing agent, lubricating agent, um, and flavoring agent, coloring agent, preservative, etc. And this type of diluent, this type of excipients when are mixed with the main active ingredients, and that time the granules is prepared, and after preparation of granules then you will prepare the tablet from these granules with the tablet compression machine or tablet punching machine. So this type, there are different type of excipients are used for the granules. And a suitable granulating agent added to moisten to powder so as to form a coherent mass. Coherent mass means it's like a sticky form. Coherent means sticky. And then effervescent granules. This is very important for the solid dosage form. Effervescent granules. Effervescent granules, it is also used for the internally purpose, and it is one type of dosage form. It is another important dosage form. And in this preparation, which type of ingredients are used? Citric acid, tartaric acid, sodium bicarbonate is used, and saccharin or sucrose is also used as a sweetening agent. When the acid and carbonate mixed with each other, then the effervescent mixture is formed, and before administration you have to dissolve this mixture with the hot water, not only into the water, and acid and carbonate react together and producing the effervescence, and that time carbonate water is formed, and from the release of the carbon dioxide. Actually, in this type of preparation, citric acid, tartaric acid and sodium carbonate, citric acid, tartaric acid, sodium bicarbonate, this type of substance are used to make the effervescent granules. So actually when you will administer this type of granules, then before use you have to dissolve the water, and that time when this mixture is reacted with water, then the acid and carbonate reacted with each other, and the carbonated water is formed from the release of carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide stimulates the flow of the gastric fluid and helps the absorption of medicaments. Gastric fluid means hydrochloric acid, HCl, which is all time released from our stomach. Okay, and there are two type of methods are available to make the effervescent granules: heat method and wet method. So this is the heat method. A large preparation, already a large porcelain or stainless steel here evaporating disc, it is here used, and this type of apparatus is used for the water bath, and the disc must be hot before transferring the powder into it. Okay, to ensure rapid liberation of the water of the crystallization from the citric acid, if heating of the disc is delayed, the powder which is added to it, okay, and will heat up slowly, and the liberated water of the crystallization will go and evaporation stimulously. As a result, sufficient water will not be available to make a coherent mass, means sticky mass, and heating stage takes 1 to 5 minutes, and then the powder should be passed through the sieve. I already told you what is the sieving method: to uniform the particle size and to prepare the granules in proper particle size and dry the hot air oven. Hot air oven is a one type of heating method to any type of substance are dried by the hot air oven, and what is the condition at the 60 degree centigrade. Okay, and then wet method. Wet method, in this method the non-aqueous solvents, that means alcohol, it is mixed with other ingredients to moisten form. Wet means moisten form, so that's why here non-aqueous solvent means non-water solvent, that means alcohol is used to mix the ingredients and to form the moisten form. Then this type of mixture is like a coherent mass, and it passes through also sieve 80. And here sieve 80 means the pore size of the mass will be large. Already I told that when the sieve number is decreased, then that time the pore size of the mass will be increased, and when the sieve number is increased, then the pore size of the mass will be decreased. So here sieve means the pore size of the mass will be increased, that means large size, because here coherent mass type of granules are used, because alcohol is mixed with the ingredients. So that's why sticky type, large or coarse type of particles are used, and this type of particles should be reduced into the uniform particle size. So that's why the pore size of the mass will be increased. So that type of sieve number is used to uniform the each particle size, and also it is used to reduce the small particle size from the coarse particle, and then it should be dry. Same process by the hot air oven at 60 degrees centigrade, and after drying again it must be passed through the sieve to break the lump particles or large particles and packed well closed container. So this is the total methods of the effervescent granules. How will you prepare the effervescent granules? This is the two methods are available here, heat method and wet method, whatever you will choose. Okay, and effervescent granules is very important for the solid dosage form, and only granules part is also important for the solid dosage form. So today I am discussing the total solid dosage form of the dosage form chapter. These are very important. This part was the bulk dosage form. For the externally purpose and internally purpose I have told. Now this is the unit dosage form, unit solid dosage form. So what is the for example of unit solid dosage form? The tablet, capsule, pills. Okay, so what do you mean tablet? Tablet is also solid dosage form, and when you will prepare the tablet, the granules preparation is must. And what is the granules preparation? Granules preparation means the active ingredients or excipients are present into the granules part. So active ingredients means proper drug, and with the excipients there are various type of excipients just like diluent, glidant, lubricating agent, absorbing agent, preservative, coloring agent, flavoring agent, etc. This type of excipients are mixed with the active ingredients, means the pure drug, and then after mixing the granules is totally prepared, and then the tablet is formed from the granules part by the tablet punching machine or tablet compression machine. So this is the tablet part. And capsule there are two type of capsules, soft gelatin capsule and hard gelatin capsule. Actually drug in this preparation of capsule, the drug enclosed into the cell, and this cell is made by the gelatin part. Okay, and then after administration the capsule, this gelatin part is absorbed into our body. And hard and soft gelatin capsule, there are two type of capsules are available. And then pills are small rounded solid dosage form, and the medicaments are mixed with the excipients to form a plastic mass. So pills are covered by the plastic mass, and when I will administer the pills, then after administration the pills are also absorbed into our body. And but there are various type of disadvantages of pills, like the disintegrating time of pills is uncertain, and the dried pills are less soluble and sometimes pass through the GIT without disintegration. Disintegration means the breakdown of the dosage form. When the break the tablet or capsule or pills, at that time the drug will be released from this dosage form. But here the disadvantages of the pills are sometimes it passes through the GIT, means gastrointestinal tract, without disintegration, and it is difficult to prepare pills of uniform size and uniform doses or uniform weight. So these are big disadvantages of the pills. So today I discussed already total solid dosage form from the dosage form chapter, and these are very important, unit dosage form and bulk dosage form. First of all, I discussed about the bulk dosage form, internal bulk dosage form and externally bulk dosage form. Now I discussed about unit dosage form, tablet, capsule and pills. These three parts are already administered into the internally purpose. So these dosage forms are very important, because solid dosage forms are very important from the dosage form chapter and pharmaceutical subject also.